Welcome back to Happily Ever After. We are the
Raj
Raj
family.
family. But this is part two of our India experience. And last we left off at how are women wearing such heavy draped clothes and they are able to survive in the heat. And that is how it has always been in India. Indian women always wear that, and it's kind of sweaty, but thankfully these days there is more air conditioner, so it's not that hot, but people survive it.
Yeah, the body gets accustomed to the different weathers you live in after a long time. But as we were in this wedding, which was amazingly beautiful and everything, then we went to the reception, and that was the very new part for me. So the amount of people, like
Yes.
1,500 people in the reception, I was like, how will things work? Like, how is it logistically the process? And so I got to see that, which was
Yes.
amazing.
And also, for me, one of the fun things that I want a debut experience is eating out of banana leaf. And she tried it. I recorded it, and I was really thrilled that she was enjoying it because for her, this is the first time, right, to
Yeah,
eat
first
out of
time.
banana leaf. You don't have to do that much love. You just spread it out. Yeah.
Definitely. And so they have their whole procedure. They wash it. Then they know where things go in the leaf. It's like a whole platter. And then um, the whole seating, it was amazing because there's not like 1,500 eating at the same time.
Yeah.
It's more like groups go and then the next group comes. And so it's not a time to just relax on your table and be there for the whole reception. It's more like you go, you eat, and then you leave so others can come. And first I was like, how do they clean the table? Because after someone eats on the banana leaf, there's like, it's not super clean. So they take everything out, the tablecloth and the
Yes.
leaves, everything, put everything fresh, and then they are constantly coming with different like buckets of different foods, be it the chutney or the rice or this or that. And so it's kind of like buffet on coming to the table and serving you. And once you're done, so it's basically the whole table finishes at the same time because you're all
Yeah, and
focusing on
then
eating, and then a new group can come. So
absolutely.
that was different, and that was definitely amazing to just try all the delicious food. Everything tasted so good. And so we finished eating, and then we kind of crossed through the kitchen area at a certain point, and you could see huge, like, pots filled
Huge
with all
pots.
the different foods. So it's another level of
Yeah,
cooking.
feeding 1,500 people is no joke. It's no joke. You cannot use a small eight.
And to have good flavors for that large quantities, I mean, they are used to, I guess, but it's like amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's a very common thing in India, like uh, cooking food for a huge number of people. So yeah, 1,500 is huge for people in the US, but in India it's on the higher number, but it's not the highest number. So people are more and more used to having that much food made anyway.
And then there's another protocol that I believe is in most Indian weddings is that every guest lines up to greet the bride and the groom, take pictures, and give their gifts. So
Yes.
it's very much like a personal connection and taking pictures and keeping the memories and sharing your gift. So that's a long line as well.
Yes.
So definitely some get in the line for the gifts, others are eating, and then they switch.
Yeah.
And so everyone can go through the rounds.
If it is coordinated well, it can be pretty good. While people are waiting or while people are eating, some of them that are waiting to go next in line to eat, they can go and give the gifts. And then the ones that have finished eating, they can go in the line to give the gifts. And those that have given gifts already, they can go to eat.
It's swapping moments.
Yeah, exactly. If it is coordinated well. But usually, to handle so many people, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
coordinate so much. But we enjoyed it thoroughly. And then the
I got to meet more friends in the wedding that have been friends for years. And so
yes.
it was really a reconnection, new experiences, observing things that were so out of the ordinary for me. Um, and so it was a beautiful wedding, and we were just so thrilled that, it was a meaningful wedding because it was a friend we really appreciated, and his day had come, and now he was a married man with his own family.
Yes, yes. And now comes the next experience that I wanted Debbie to have, and that is riding in the auto rickshaw. We call it as auto in short form. And so we ordered through Uber. The guy comes and we go. She didn't find much issues with that, right? Actually, was it on that day? That was the day before,
Going
actually.
to the wedding, that was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first time.
yeah. Going to the wedding, actually. Sorry, I got it a little confused. Going to the wedding itself, we went in auto rickshaw, and there we had the full experience, full immersion program there of Indian traffic. And because in auto, it's like you are covered partly, but actually you're also not covered fully. It's like you can see the vehicles right next to your legs, and if you don't keep your knees safe, and if it is outside, the next vehicle will come hit you and go. So
It was pretty secure in the sense that many times you have a rail, or I would sit in the side that was more covered, but you're like in the middle of the, drama or the,
traffic.
yeah, but like the action. And so you feel it closer than in a car because you're more like exposed in a way, like you hear the sounds, you see everything closer. And so my blood pressure was going high, and I was feeling like, I cannot tell the guy go slower. I cannot. So I was like, "Ooh, this is kind of stressful," but at the same time became thrilling. I told Martin, like, this is like being in a roller coaster. Like, you have that adrenaline, and it's
Yep.
like you're gonna crash all the time, but you
You
don't.
don't.
So at the beginning, I was like, we're gonna crash, like, we're gonna crash. That was my feeling. Then it was like, it's okay. It's almost like you crash, but you don't. So, like, so I got more relaxed, and then I felt I wanted to experience it more because truly that was different. And so I wanted to really soak in the whole experience. And after that, I think we mostly rode in auto rickshaws.
We shared it with our friends and
Family,
relatives
yeah.
there in India, and they made sure that every single ride was in an auto rickshaw and not a car. And so
So
that
it was fun. It was definitely fun. So, um, and then we went with our friends again to some of the stores, and now I was determined I wanted to get something that I had been observing for a few days, and I really liked tops like this that are cotton, natural fabrics, but very cute, decent. You can wear it with jeans or just any pant. And they use sometimes like white pants with this longer tops. And it looks like really fashionable and unique. And so I was looking in different stores, and I was like, not quite. But finally I saw this one, and I was like, I told Martin, I would like to get it. I think it's really cute. Like, it has all of this embroidery. And so I run inside the store and I ask, how much are those tops? And they said, by the way, they're called kurtas.
kurtas.
Kurtas. This one is short kurta because it goes like to the middle of my thigh. But then there's long kurta that is like almost to the bottom of your leg. So there's different sizes. And so I asked, how much are those tops? And the girl said, 1,000 rupees. So I was like, okay, it's like $10 more or less. That's how I would calculate, round it up to have an idea. So I was like, okay, that's a pretty good price, and I really like it. So I went to Martin and I said, it's a good price. He was like, okay, let's go and get it. So I chose for me, for my mom, for my friend, and I was so happy. And then at the end, she was like, oh, it's going to be 5,400
5,400 because it is 1,800 per kurta.
with a discount. And I was like, maybe I totally misunderstood her because people have different accents, and maybe I didn't hear 1,800 or whatever. So I was like, oh, like, I felt bad, and I was like, that's a lot more than what I thought. That's like almost doubled. So I wasn't sure what to do, and then there were some issues with the payment. I was like, forget about it. I'm just leaving it all. But then finally it worked out. I got them all, but I was frustrated. And in the moment, someone local comes and says, "How much are those?" The same. And she looks at me, the owner or the worker there.
Salesperson.
Yeah, looks at me, looks at the girl, and I was like, "Okay, what are you gonna say?" And then she was like, 1,500. I was like, but I was so confused with different prices all the time. I was like, what in the world? And so after that, many people told me they ripped you off. They saw your skin color and they just upped the price. And I was like, oh no. And so I was like, next time I need to ask over and over, write it down and make sure the price is at, because if the price tags are not on, they can change it on you. And it brought me back the thoughts of being in other countries where that happens often.
Yeah. The problem was that I should have been more attentive as well, but I was not, because I was split because there was another issue going on with another auto rickshaw guy, and I was trying to focus on that, but then also trying to listen to what she said, and she just said the money, so I was like, okay, let me get the money. But I am also trying to see if the other issue was getting solved or what was happening. So I couldn't focus on this, because if I had known this was something that was happening, I would have definitely stopped, like, hey, you know what? This is a little too much. We can go to a different store and we can buy the same thing or something else that is of same design or something that is way cheaper. It happened. That is one of the sour incidents that we had. But hey,
I mean, it happens in many countries, and it's known that sometimes if there's tourism, the prices go up, and you just have to be very savvy, very clear, and not just feel bad to stand on what you want. But
yeah,
you might also be attacked. Like I remember in Italy, we really were told they really hacked the prices, so really push it down. And when we did, they got so upset with us, they kicked us out. So it's just part of the different
different
cultural
cultures. Yeah, but
bargaining.
there was another incident as well where this auto rickshaw guy was asking for 500 rupees for some place. I said no, we are not coming. And then he was like, "Oh, you can give me 400 last." I said, "Definitely not," and we left the place. So I do know how to work with those people. It's just that I felt so bad because I know how to work with these people, but I just was split, and in that few seconds, things happened, and I was not able to save our money and also protect the thing. But anyway, it is what
Yeah,
it is
you
at this
kind of
point.
have to get in the mood and the mindset to be able to act accordingly. If not,
Yeah,
it's easy to be like, oh, what
because
happened?
that auto guy from 500 rupees he came down to 250, which is what I was willing to pay. If not, they would have ripped us off there as well. Imagine 500 rupees instead of
And
250.
that's because we use Uber frequently and you have the set prices that are generally the common rates.
Yeah.
So we knew the common rate, but people see you and they probably saw me and they just feel like, oh, this is an opportunity to charge whatever I want because they don't know. But we knew at that time. So we
Yeah.
were clear. But this was the first time me getting clothes. So I was confused and I understood what price. And then people said, no, for, 100, 200, even 500, you can get those tops. But anyways, it was done and I'm very happy with the quality and the style and it was a learning experience.
But
So,
next time we go to India, we are not shopping or trying to do things in a hurry. I want to be more in a stable
yeah,
mind, and we will be shopping. Yes, even if things are happening, we will wait, pause, if anything, so that
come
we
back
can.
another day because
Yeah.
you got to do things coherently and think through, if not everyone will think for you. So, but
But
I was so happy with my first little thing that I chose from India, and there were many other things as well that we were able to get, and our friends got me some shoes and other things. So it was just very exciting to see different styles and nice fashion and nice designs and nice things that you feel like, wow, I've never seen this. I do not have this where we are. And you feel like you want to get so many things. So it's kind of a dangerous thing. Just heads up for ladies.
be careful if you go out there. Just make sure you have a local. Local as in not this type of local, local as in local person that you're good friends with, take them with you.
That know the prices and know
Yeah.
how things really
And I
work.
also didn't have a reference point because when I left India 11 years ago, the prices were very different. You can buy these type of things for like 150 rupees, 200 rupees. Now it is almost like anything that I used to buy, now you have to add a zero for that cost additional.
Mm.
So if it is like 100 rupees, now it is 1000 rupees. If it is 200 rupees, it's now 2000 rupees. If it
Wow.
was 10 rupees, now it is 100 rupees. So that's how I am trying to understand because of the value difference from when I used to be in India and right now.
Yeah. But
But we will move on.
other things were still really good. Like if you think about food,
Uh-huh.
four people could eat like a super great meal for $25.
Yeah.
Just to give an idea. So
Hmm.
it's like food is eating out at least it's a lot cheaper if you compare it to
Eating in the US. But
US.
that's a very common thing because the value difference is huge
Mm.
compared to Indian rupees and USD. So that's a different story. But now we will come back to our journey. Then we went to Hyderabad from Bangalore. So we were in Bangalore, then we went to Hyderabad. We flew to Hyderabad. I had no idea when we flew. Or before we flew, they said we cannot have electronics in the backpack. So, in the US, you're very used to like keep taking out cell phones if there is any electronic watches and stuff like that.
Or like a computer for sure.
Yeah, computer for sure. But they made me remove my USB, my
SIM card.
SIM
No,
card, not SIM card, memory card, like the what's it called, the SD cards. All of those they asked me to remove because they said these are all electronics. I was like, oh, but thankfully
half the
it
backpack had to be
yeah,
removed.
thankfully it took only like 10 to 15 minutes and then we were on our way to Hyderabad. So once we get to Hyderabad, we see these beautiful buildings, very less traffic compared to Bangalore, but
I mean, uh, definitely was less, but still a lot.
still a
Depending,
lot
yeah.
compared to the US, but less compared to Bangalore. But again, you do have times, peak hours when this office
Mm.
hours and all of that, you do have peak traffic, but then it dies down. And then again, in the afternoon, there is certain time that again it peaks up and then it dies down again. So the traffic wise, it was a little bit better.
Mm.
I definitely enjoyed it. But then again, we started going in auto rickshaw.
Yeah.
Now, this time it was so hilarious. So this guy, this auto guy, he puts some gas, and then every time he tried to start the auto, it would go in reverse. Like not start the auto. He tries to accelerate to move
Yeah.
forward, it will go in reverse. I was dying out of laughter because like what is happening? I've never experienced something like that in my life before. So
So
he
that
would
was, I think, our second experience with a breaking down of our taxi in the middle of our travels. But he got a friend mechanic or someone to come
yeah.
fix it on the spot, and we could move forward with our travels, not backwards.
And then we went to Charminar. It has been there for hundreds of years. It is a Muslim area, so we got to see that.
The market, all the little shops, and try different unique things from the area, and go up that how would you call it?
The
Like
stairs,
fort
yeah,
or
yeah, the pillar,
arch. Yeah.
pillar, and then we tried what was that called? I forget the name of the cookie. Some biscuit.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Like a little typical cookie that they drink with the tea.
Yeah, in India we call it as a biscuit. In the US they call it as cookie, and so we had that biscuit, and it was really great. And then we went to have biryani, Hyderabadi biryani.
That was amazing. Like each biryani was different. There
Different.
was not a same kind. Some had like different colors, more white and yellow. Others were more green. Others were more all red, like undertone or orange. Like there were different recipes, but they were all good in its own way.
Yeah, yeah. And the last biryani we had, apparently it just looked plain white. That's it. Even Debbie was like, I don't know if it'll have enough flavor in, but boy, when we started eating, it was amazing flavor. It's apparently Kerala biryani.
Yeah,
Kerala
something
biryani.
like that.
So yeah,
Ooh.
it was
Every
flavorful.
meal was delicious. His family prepared amazing meals. They just went above and beyond to help give me opportunity to try different homemade delicious things from dosa, vada, different chutneys
Upma,
and upma. Oh, that's one of my
puri.
favorites. I have so many favorites. I think for breakfast is upma, dosa, and puri.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I also like idlis. Like the chutneys
All
were
of it
amazing,
basically.
I guess. Everything I've tried, there was one thing that I was like, I'm not sure if I would like it. It was the bitter melon. But everything else I've tried from Indian dishes, I've liked.
Hmm.
But I always said I've never tried that, and I think probably that one I won't. But the family made it one day, and it was so delicious that I'm like, okay, I like everything I've tried. Period. There's not one thing I don't like. The only thing is not my, I'm not a fan of, is just rice with yogurt.
Uh-huh. We call it as curd rice in India.
But I don't mind eating it. Just it's not my favorite flavors. I prefer any other chutney or any other curry or whatever.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I totally love um, from Hyderabad, they do biryani with, or they have
The spices,
the green added thing.
mint chutney. Oh,
No,
raita.
no, it's that one that I love.
Oh, I know. Gonkura.
That's it. Gonkura, which I came to know that it's some
Hibiscus
hibiscus.
plant. It's a variety of hibiscus plant.
Man, I love that thing. It makes everything so much better. It adds a kick of flavor. And so biryani with that, my favorite biryani. Any like lentils with that, oof. So when the family heard that I really like it, they made an
They
amazing
made it. Yeah.
lentil um, stew, or I don't know how
Yeah,
you
it's
call it.
called Gonkura Pappu.
Oh, whew.
So, yeah.
I think my mouth is watering now, so we better go and eat some lunch soon because
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing that we were really excited was to go to a place called Nandyal in Andhra Pradesh, where my great grandfather came, and he was the first priest or pastor in that village, in that area. And he went and spread the gospel more, and now they have several other churches. But he was the first person to come to that village, and he got converted from Hindu to Christianity, and then he started learning about Jesus, learning about Christ, and spread the message. Now you can see a lot of different churches that have grown in that area. So, and then now there is a place called Jnanapuram, named after my great grandfather. His name is Jnanamuthu.
that
So,
was super meaningful to just be in the area where his family started and revived the faith, the Christian faith, and built so much connections and community there.
yeah, and that's when I learned that my grandfather, he moved from there and moved to Chennai for job. So when he moved there, that's where my mom was born. That's where both my brother and I were born, because he moved from Jnanapuram. And before that, they were part of Tamil Nadu. So, if you're interested in history, so it was all so beautiful for me to learn about my roots and how everything came
Mm.
together. And also, I got to see a relative that I met them in 2003. They came for one of the Christian programs in Chennai, and I took them around and showed places, and now they took us around and showed some places. And boy, it was like reliving some of the memories that were made several years ago, two
Mm,
decades ago.
mm. It was amazing there. The quality time with family, it was beautiful. Younger people spoke English. Some of them were not so fluent in English, so their family mother tongue per se is
Telugu.
Telugu. And then some of them that went to Tamil Nadu, they learned Tamil as well, and so part of the family also speaks Tamil. But I would say the family language from like your mom's side is really
Telugu.
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 So I felt, limited with that. I think that was one of the hardest, if I could pinpoint the hardest experiences with my trip to India was the lack of ability to communicate fluently because of language barriers. And so I kind of made up my mind that Telugu is the language I need to learn because many friends speak Tamil. And I've learned some phrases in Tamil and I'm more familiar hearing Tamil, but now I was faced with Telugu, and that was new, and I didn't really knew how to even say a few phrases. So I was like, friends know to speak English, and most people that I know that speak Tamil, they speak English, but the family, I think
Who
that's the
cannot
language
speak English? Yeah.
I should get some more phrases because that was hard. That was limiting. We could communicate through food, through smiles, through pictures, and definitely I I enjoyed it, but I think something was really like kind of hindering, and it was the language barrier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the family was so amazing. All the relatives I met were like so caring, loving, such beautiful people,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful
Mm-hmm.
Christians, and also super giving, like mind blowing givers, and just showing their affection and the way they embraced me in the family and us going there to visit them was just really above and beyond what I have experienced. And it was like, wow, this is like so loving, so hospitable, so caring. So it was amazing. And through them I got to know more about him. Through them I heard a lot more stories about his mom and how much they valued and appreciated her. So it was like going back in time and just enlarging what the family looked like. So that
Mm-hmm.
was very meaningful for me, for
Mm,
sure.
good, good. I'm glad. And that was my hopes too, that she would get to listen to other people share about us and other people share about the culture and the food. So there were different things I wanted her to experience firsthand instead of just hearing it from me. So I'm so glad that she got to do that. And one of two of the things that I really wanted her to experience as well is one, go to St. Thomas Mount. That is the place where Apostle Thomas was murdered a couple thousand years ago. And so we went there and we got to see some of the stories as to what has happened. And then after that, how Christian church came into more and more prominence and all of that. That stories are all there. If ever you go to India, or if you are in India and you have not gone to this place called St. Thomas Mount, highly recommend it.
That's
Please,
in Chennai
it's in
area.
Chennai. Yes, it's in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Please go and check out and learn about the history of some of the apostles, one apostle at least. And the other thing that I really wanted her to know or experience is where I was born, the house where I grew up in. And then
Yeah.
there were a couple other houses also that she could see, the
The schools.
schools and the places I walked back and forth. Like, I mean, yeah, there were like thousands of memories for me, but I wanted
Mm.
her to experience as well.
Yeah, he would stop by and say, "This is from my school. I came here from this to this year." And he would just share snippets of each location. And it was like, wow, like this is real. And the most meaningful for me was one of the places they lived. There was a neighbor standing
Mm-hmm.
beside the place. And so Martin recognized the lady and basically approached her and said, greeted her, and then
She
just
was saying, "Oh, I don't recognize you." She was smiling, but she was like, "I'm not able to recognize you."
so
And
then
then I said my mom's name, and I just said my mom's name, and she said my name. You're Martin?
so she was so happy and just shared how, meaningful it was to have them as neighbors and how much she appreciated his mom and how much she meant to her. And so all of that was like, wow, like it's almost like we are here after so many years, and it's like even though I was not there, I could imagine,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was just very touching and very beautiful because it was not just a building memory but a person that was there and that
Mm-hmm.
recognized and was so happy, and she just was so welcoming as well, and so
Yeah,
happy to
yeah.
see you.
And it was a beautiful experience for me as well to see her maybe like 15, yeah, 15, 16 years later. I got to see her. Actually, more than that, 17 years, I would say. I got to see her, and most of them I couldn't recognize. The other sad part is that city district, Chennai district, it's so changed big time that you cannot even, like, I couldn't even, if you left me, I won't be able to know how I can get back home.
Mm, mm.
That's how much changes had come. Thankfully, the the landmarks remain the same. My houses where I grew up, or the churches that I've been to, the schools that I've been to, they all remain the same. So even though the path might have changed quite a bit, but certain places I can still remember, and I was able to share
Mm,
some of those
mm.
things, and it was a beautiful experience for me as well to relive some of the memories in those areas,
Yeah.
specific areas. Because Hyderabad, this was the first time for me to go to Hyderabad. Bangalore, I've visited Bangalore like 3 or 4 times. That's pretty much it. I have not really lived there, but Chennai is my home. So for me to go back to Chennai and to relive some memories, and now with my wife, it was so like meaningful for me.
Mm, mm. Definitely each place was so unique and so filled with new things for me. Everything was new, and just that part of him like sharing this is where I was and this is what happened and this is like the memories I have, that was very personal.
Yes.
And seeing his cousins and different families share stories now with their families and the kids, and it was like, beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, for me, because I grew up with these two cousins. They are brothers. Um, and for me to connect with them again after so long, it was so beautiful. And to see them all, they have their own family now, like they're all married, and one of them has kids. And to see how they were taking care of us, uh, it was a huge blessing for us to see how
Mm.
they've grown so much, and so caring, so loving. And they were not expecting anything. They didn't even let me spend a single rupee. He took care, or they took care of the whole thing, especially the older one, because he and I are close to the age wise, we are closer to each other, and he did not let me spend a single rupee because he was like, no, 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 no. So it was
Mm.
a beautiful experience. And then,
And before,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know what you
yeah,
will
yeah.
share, but all of this, we were like 2 days basically, or a day and a half, but basically we would arrive early one morning and leave late the next day, something like that in each place. So we were just couple days in each location, and then we travel by flight and then by bus. And this were sleeper buses that basically is like a bunk beds. Some are double beds, some are single beds, depending who is coming and how they want it. And so you just lay down with your pillow, your blanket, and you just sleep throughout the trip, six,
Mm-hmm.
10 hours, whatever it is. So we actually travel a couple times at night that way, and it was good. to save time. But yeah, it does make you tired still, but it was a good experience to know that you can travel sleeping on a bed.
Yeah. So now Debbie has flown in India. She has, of course, has traveled in car, traveled in auto rickshaw. I asked one of my niece to ride her around in a bike, in a
Motorcycle.
motorcycle. So she had that experience too, and this was in Hyderabad. And then now we traveled in bus. Now comes the train part. It was so funny.
Oh, yes.
We were supposed to go back to Bangalore so that we can spend one more day with our friends and then head come back to the US. By the time we left home to get to the train station, it delayed, and knowing the traffic, they delayed us even more. So we were only like 3 minutes away to get to our train. We were at the train station. It's a huge. It's called Chennai Central, and you have several different train tracks. You will have to find which train track and then that specific compartment to go to. And people were not moving. We were running. We were literally running. I had a luggage. My cousin had another luggage, and we were literally running.
Yeah, the whole family, the cousin, the family, and us, they were helping us get to the train. So we arrived to this train station like 3 minutes before the time
Yeah,
they leave, and they said they leave on time. So you gotta be quick. So there were little like cars inside
carts. Yeah.
that take you. We jumped to one, we said, please take us.
And the guy was not taking the starting his vehicle. He was just there and he was talking something in Hindi, and I was clueless. But I kept saying, "Go, go, go!" I was telling in Hindi, "Chalo, chalo, chalo," and the guy was trying to say something, and the other driver was telling him to go, and the guy was blabbering something, and finally we were like, "Chalo, chalo," and then he starts moving.
And so he was trying to go quickly, but the crowd was big and some people were not paying attention because that's another thing. Everyone honks in India for saying, "Here I am, excuse me,
Or I'm
get out of
coming.
here, I'm upset." Like all the emotions are expressed through honking or all the signs of traffic. So you hear a lot from early morning, like 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. or midnight. You hear that in the surroundings. So he was going inside, but I think people are so used to that they don't
Yeah.
even like really hear it. So there was a
There was a
gentleman.
gentleman that was walking right in front. He was not leaving way because he has no clue that we are behind him. And then my cousin like yelled at him, "Hey!" And then the guy realized, oh, there is someone.
It's for
He was
me.
like, and then he moved,
So
and
finally we made it to the train, and Martin was like, "You run inside. You don't even worry about me. Just get inside. If anything, I'll come later." And I was like, that doesn't sound like so good,
she
but
was like, "No, you also make sure you come in. Like, don't worry about me. Just go in. I will come in. Just
so
make sure you are in the train."
I grabbed my things, I jumped in the train, he came behind me, we went in, and guess what? The train started
Two
moving.
seconds, 3 seconds later, the train starts
So
moving.
we barely made it, but we were grateful we made it. And we were on our way back to Bangalore, the city that we were flying back
Yeah.
from.
Now thinking about it, I felt so bad. I didn't even get to hug my cousin one last time. We just were so in rush. We had to just jump in and
I think we did hug everyone before,
before,
but
yeah, but
yeah, the last
the
minute
last.
was like flying away. Truly. But we made it. We made it back.
Yeah.
And again, to the heavy traffic of Bangalore, that from all the places we were, I think is the heaviest. That's what we evaluated.
Yeah, we experienced, yeah.
And definitely, if you have not gone to Hyderabad, it's, I think, an underrated place
Yeah,
because
yeah.
maybe it's not, but many people talk about Chennai or Delhi or like certain places, but Hyderabad, amazing city, beautiful history, amazing people, amazing food. Like it's definitely a place that I think is worth visiting.
Yes, yeah. So, and then we get things done. We spend a couple days with our friend
Friends,
that got
yeah.
married, and then we finally leave India so that we can come back to the US. And
Filled
interestingly,
with gifts, like
yeah,
so many gifts. It was like a luggage of gifts. Clothing, that's the main thing that it's given as a gift, and sweets, or, so it was like so many memories, so many things to remind us of India as well.
yeah,
It was beautiful.
yeah, very, very beautiful experiences that we had, and the love that they showed. It is like, wow, I wish we could bring all of them with us or we could stay there. It was an amazing experience. But one thing I do want to share, especially if you're not an American citizen yet and you are going to leave this country and you're planning to come back, you're going on a vacation or a tour or a mission trip or whatever, and you want to come back, please don't be scared with all the scam that people are making, that Trump is not letting anyone come back into the country and all of that. This is not a political point. I just want to encourage you. If you are here, you came here legally and you're staying here legally, and you want to go back to your home country, or you want to visit somewhere and you want to come back, don't be fearful with all the things that people are saying, because it is not true. We stood in line, we came back, we came to the immigration officer, maybe 30 seconds we spent there. She didn't even ask us anything. She just asked
It
for
was
the
very simple and smooth.
answer very regular questions. What was the purpose of leaving the country? And that's it. Basically, took
Anything
pictures
to
and
declare,
anything to
and
declare,
then
and then that's it. So a lot of people have this fear mongering ideas to put in other people. Please don't fall for it. If you see God is leading you and you want to go somewhere and you want to come back, do it, as long as you're legal, as long as you know you came into the country legally and you're staying in the country legally. You can do it without any issues. No one is going to tell you to go back, or you cannot enter into the country unless you have done something wrong. If not, don't worry about it. However, my wife has to share something.
I have something I would like to share. I didn't finish it, but while in India, I kind of started writing of my experience. So this is a little summary of things I've shared, but put together into words of how I felt. So, India, a country of colors, flavors, culture, variety, elegance, and style, where traffic makes you feel alive and alert, making it a daily theme park experience. Saying thank you regularly is not a common practice, as it makes friends and family feel you don't feel close to them. Smiling to strangers is not expected and might not be reciprocated, as love and affection stays within the family only. Those that love you share their care through serving, giving, amazing food, and precious gifts. Giving and hospitality are unparalleled, and feeling valued and appreciated fully felt. I felt at home from day one, as little shops fill the streets and people make time for relationships. I felt at home as simpler life makes you feel alive, and seeing people on the streets is what I grew up with. Expression is very different from my culture, but learning to love each style is an art of itself. Since young, I valued cultures, traveling, and new experiences. This makes you grow, learn, and adapt. I love their clothing. I feel it's the fashion I bring inside: long tops and pants, comfort and modesty, style and femininity. So, there's more I want to add to this, but that was just a snippet of how I felt as I was experiencing all of these things. And as I mentioned there, yeah, saying thank you all the time is not really seeing like a good gesture, but more like, why are you thanking me? This is family. This is, I'm doing
Friends.
it not because I have to.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to you finishing that. It sounds very poetic. I didn't even know
Oh,
that she is a poet until today.
oh,
So, well, with all these experiences that we've shared, we hope you've enjoyed. We hope you've enjoyed all these 50 episodes. We have now come to the end of season one. So we are going to take a short break, and we will come back again with season two with much more information, much more uh,
new
new
insights and
insights, and it's going to be a little bit more dynamic, different dynamic. And we're not going to share how it is going to be, but it's going to be exciting. And we want you to look forward to it. Stay tuned, and we will connect with you soon.
Yes. And thank you for all of those that are faithful watchers that share your feedback, even if it's personally. And if you've watched everything, thank you for being a faithful part of our journey as well and sharing with us. And if you have not watched all of them, there's plenty previous episodes that share a lot more from our marriage, things we've learned, things we wish we knew, and a lot more things that you can go and explore. So,
With that, we are the Raj family
family.
signing out. God bless.
We have something exciting that we want to share. Maybe you're like, what is the strength in my relationship? How is the quality of my relationship like? How can I gauge or get an idea where I'm at or what things maybe I need to grow?
Or you might not even know how your relationship is growing, and you are trying to figure it out and you don't know how to figure it out. We have a beautiful free resource for you. It is a 3-minute relationship strength quiz. You can find it on our website. It's free for everyone. You can just go put our website. We'll put it here right here. It's called naturalhealingproject.com, and then you just scroll down. You will be able to find, it says relationship strength quiz. It is for anyone that is committed, single, or in relationship. Feel free to go and check it out and do the quiz.
You will get a percentage of the strength of your relationship with the answers you give and some tips, advice, and suggestions to move forward in strengthening even more.